Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Ninja. He is NFL betting expert Tony Farmer. Today, Tony, I want to talk about a handful of free agents, some of the bigger names switching teams for 2025. And I want you to break down if you think it'll be a boom or bust situation and whether or not the move will have any impact on any betting angles. Are you ready?
Ready to roll.
Then let's start with Sam Darnold. Despite the playoff dud, a pretty spectacular 2024 season for this guy, easily his best in the league. He signs with Seattle, 3 years, $100 million. But Sam Darnold, boom or bust?
I'm going to go with a bust here. I actually think this is a bit of a downgrade from Geno Smith. Seattle's offensive line ranked 30th by Pro Football Focus. So you take Darnold, who is in this really comfy situation with the Vikings. He had Justin Jefferson. And don't get me wrong, Seattle's got a couple decent receivers there, but he's going to miss Justin Jefferson. He's going to miss that offensive line. You put him in a situation where he's got a bad offensive line, I worry he's going to look a little bit like Sam Darnold we saw in the playoffs last year, which was overwhelmed, in over his head completely.
Let's go to Stefon Diggs now. Had a streak of 6 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons. Snapped last year due to injury with the Texans. Now shifts to New England. 3 years, $69 million, playing with Drake May, and leads a pretty poor group of wide receivers, I think it's fair to say, with the Patriots. But the target share could be massive for this guy in 2025. Boom or bust, Tony?
Ninja, I don't know. I'm really stuck on this one. I'm on the fence. And part of it is, all right, he is the unquestioned alpha in that wide receiver room. He likes it that way. That's a good thing. You got young receivers there. Douglas is 24. Kyle Williams is 22. So from a team building perspective, boom, great signing, right? But what I'm hearing from camp, and I'm not an insider, this is just what I'm reading from beat writers on the internet. What I'm hearing from camp is that it's not going well for him so far. I'm hearing that he's disappeared. I'm hearing, his coach, Mike Vrabel, get frustrated when people are asking him about his status for week 1. So I think there's a high ceiling and a low floor for Diggs this year, and I'm just not sure what it's going to be.
Another big name wide receiver making a move was Davante Adams. He signs with the Rams, 2 years, $46 million to join forces with an aging Matty Stafford. A sneaky good 2024 for him, actually. Finished with over 1,000 yards. 8 combined touchdowns between the Raiders and the Jets. We know the pedigree with this guy, but 2025, Tony, boom or bust?
I think assuming Matthew Stafford is healthy, this is a boom. And I think this is a fantastic signing for the Rams. They basically replace Cooper Kupp with Davante Adams. Cooper was aging. You could see it. Some could argue that Davante is regressing a little bit, but I would blame some of that statistical regression on his quarterback play. He's had an aging Aaron Rodgers, Jimmy Garoppolo, Derek Carr. He hasn't had a great quarterback situation since 2021. And guess what? He's going to have a great quarterback situation this year. And even those years that he had with prime Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay, it's been a while since he had a complimentary receiver and a good quarterback, right? Like you have to go back to like 2016 Packers when he had Jordy Nelson playing opposite him. He is in the best situation that he's been in since 2016, and I'm excited to see what he can do with it.
Think he could be an early target, maybe the first handful of weeks for a single game like receiving yardage overs?
Yeah, it's something to think about. I mean, you got Puka over there, and I think he's going to be a little bit of a target hog, but I do expect some big splash games from Davante Adams this season, so I like where you're going with that.
On the defensive side of things, Josh Sweat goes from Super Bowl champ to the Arizona Cardinals. 4 years, $76 million, part of a massive rebuild for this Cardinals defense for 2025. Obviously, a very good career with Philly. But Sweat, Tony, boom or bust in Arizona?
Boom. I love this signing too. Had his best season, at least sack production wise, under Jonathan Gannon in Philly. Gannon brings him to Arizona, says, I want you to be our number one sack guy. I want you to be our number one pressure guy off the edge. And the Cardinals in camp have been utilizing this 3 outside linebacker package. It's Sweat, Zaven Collins, and Baron Browning. A little bit of an exotic look. I'm excited to see how he looks in that package. I could see him racking up some sacks early in the season when coordinators are not quite familiar with how to deal with it yet.
So keep an eye on those markets in the first handful of weeks for Sweat's sack numbers. Let's go back to quarterback here because I got to ask you about Justin Fields. He goes to the New York Jets now, 2 years, $40 million. Started the first 6 games last season. Pittsburgh went 4-2 in those games. Now goes to a Jets team that was really bad last year, but they've made the coaching changes. So yet another change of scenery for Justin Fields, Tony. Boom or bust with the Jets?
I'm going to say bust on this one. I think the biggest indictment of Justin Fields for me is the fact that Mike Tomlin benched him last season after a 4-2 start for Russell Wilson, for an aging Russell Wilson. That tells me all I need to know. Mike Tomlin is a smart coach. That was based off of stuff that you and I aren't privy to, whether it's stuff in the locker room, whether it's stuff in the practice field, etc. I'm going to trust that decision. Mike Tomlin says Justin Fields is a backup quarterback. I'm going to say Justin Fields is a backup quarterback.
Last one, Tony. Talanoa Hufanga from our 49ers over to the Denver Broncos. 3 years, $45 million. Spent the better parts of the last couple seasons injured. This after a really, really great all-pro season in year 2 with the Niners. Now goes to the Broncos, who have a ready-made defense. A lot of talk that no-fly zone defense is back in Denver. So he's going to a pretty good situation, but boom or bust in 2025.
Boom. I love this signing. He's got to stay healthy, obviously. And his buddy that he's bringing, Dre Greenlaw from the 49ers, I think these two guys going to, as you mentioned, an already really good defense. Don't be surprised if the Broncos have the number 1 defense in the NFL this year, and Hufanga is a big reason why. But if you're a Denver Broncos fan out there and you're not familiar with his game, you are going to love this guy. He's fun to watch, and he really energizes the entire defense.